Daniel Shapiro, Negotiating the Non-Negotiable, How to Resolve Your Most Emotionally Charged Conflicts. In Negotiating the Non-Negotiable, Daniel Shapiro explores the concept of identity as the root of many conflicts. Stepping beyond the traditional factors of rationality and emotions, he dives deep into the idea that identity, both core and relational, play a significant role in the way we interact with others. Through real-life examples and experiments, Shapiro reveals the inner workings of the tribe's effect, vertigo, taboos, and the mythos of identity in conflict situations. As you read the book's summary, you can anticipate gaining insights into overcoming emotional pain, navigating relational identity, and ultimately, achieving success in resolving emotionally charged conflicts.
The power of identity in conflicts. Conflict resolution requires a deeper understanding of the factors at play. While rationality and emotion are typically seen as the main contributors to conflict, one often overlooked aspect is identity. Our self-conception and search for meaning form our identity, which in turn becomes the foundation for tribes. In an experiment conducted, participants became so wrapped up in their tribal identities that they were willing to destroy the planet rather than take on the identity of another group. To resolve conflicts, we need to recognize the role of identity and work towards creating mutual understanding and respect. The two components of identity. The concept of identity is composed of two main parts that make up who we are: core identity and relational identity. Core identity includes our beliefs, rituals, allegiances, values, and emotionally meaningful experiences. This element of our identity is crucial to our individuality and is not easily changed. On the other hand, relational identity is formed through our relationships with others and can fluctuate more easily. The existence of relational identity highlights the importance of cooperation and maintaining positive relationships to achieve success in negotiations and conflicts. The tribe's effect. The tribe's effect is a mindset that pits identities against each other, causing a self-righteous, adversarial, and closed mindset. It is triggered when our identity is threatened, even by seemingly minor differences between people. The principle is evolutionarily sound, protecting groups and bloodlines from outsiders. However, it can also lead to a two-person conflict. The author conducted an exercise in which people argued the importance of humanitarianism and compassion and found that once the tribe's effect took hold, minor differences led to major conflicts. Participants felt their identity was threatened if they conceded or modified their beliefs, leading to a defeatist attitude. It's wise to learn how to recognize when the tribe's effect kicks in, as it generates an adversarial mindset. Avoiding vertigo in arguments. Vertigo is the experience of getting trapped in an argument, forgetting your surroundings, and focusing solely on negative ideas. This book's summary explains how to identify and avoid vertigo in conflicts. To overcome vertigo, the author suggests becoming aware of its presence by asking yourself questions such as, has the conflict consumed you, and, do you see your opponent as only an enemy? By taking a deep breath, slowing down, and trying to moderate your perspective, you can stop vertigo from taking over. Additionally, the author explores the role of taboos in tribal conflict. Confronting taboos. Taboos exist within every society and function as a means of protecting certain values that are considered offensive by the community. These taboos can lead to conflicts between tribes, particularly when different societies have differing opinions on what constitutes a taboo. The key to resolving these conflicts is to acknowledge and create a safe space to discuss the taboo, where the parties involved can agree to either accept or disregard it. However, it's important to remember that acceptance may not be permanent and that disregarding a taboo can be a daunting task. By addressing taboos head-on, we can improve our relationships and move closer to fostering harmony. Overcoming conflict with creative introspection. The mythos of identity refers to the self-written narrative that fixes one's identity in relation to someone else, often leading to conflict. The author proposes a three-step method called creative introspection to resolve conflicts where the mythos of identity is involved. The method involves establishing a brave space, identifying each other's mythos, and revising one's own mythos. By understanding others' mythos, we can overcome conflicts and turn victims into leaders. Overcoming the urge for revenge. The desire for revenge can be understandable, but it won't address the deeper pain. It's crucial to acknowledge emotional pain, both yours and your adversaries'. Emotional pain has two aspects, raw pain and suffering. You can overcome both sentiments if you understand what provokes them. To achieve reconciliation, it's essential to temper emotional pain. You can follow 3 crucial steps: acknowledging the loss, mourning it, and contemplating forgiveness. Forgiveness is the most difficult stage of all, but once you've forgiven, you'll no longer see yourself as a victim, and the urge for revenge will dissipate. Resolving conflicts through identity shifts. Learn how to reconfigure your relationship with your adversary by using the SAS system, a method that enables you to identify the identities under threat and find ways for them to coexist harmoniously. Conflicts arise from time to time, and it's easy to feel like a situation appears unsolvable. However, the problem might be because you haven't shifted your perspective or figured out how you can reconfigure your relationship with your adversary. The book proposes using the SAS system to harmoniously coexist with each other while respecting individual identities. The first step is to identify the identity under threat. In a case study between Linda and Josh, they had differing views about having a Christmas tree. Linda, brought up by a Protestant family, saw it as a tradition symbolizing her father's love. However, it went against Josh's Jewish beliefs, and it felt like a betrayal. In this scenario, the Christmas tree represented something deeper than just decoration. The second step is to use the SAS system: separate, assimilate, and synthesize. First, Linda and Josh could separate the identities by dividing the house into 2 sections. Second, they could assimilate by embracing a part of their adversary's identity. Finally, they could synthesize, coexisting peacefully with their core identities. For instance, the couple decided to have a Christmas tree, which served different purposes for each according to their beliefs. The last step is to deliberate which possible scenarios would work best for the situation at hand. The SAS system enables the evaluation of possible options that might range from unrealistic to realistic. Afterward, resolving the conflict would be easier, and the solution arrived at would reflect that both parties respected their traditions, rituals, and beliefs. Resolving conflicts can take time. Still, through the SAS system, one can identify the identity under threat, figure out how the identities can coexist peacefully, identify possible scenarios on overcoming the conflict, and arrive at a solution that works for everyone involved. So next time you're in a conflict, remember to shift your perspective and use the SAS system to reconfigure your relationship with your adversary.
To sum up, Negotiating the Non-Negotiable imparts valuable knowledge on understanding the hidden aspects of conflicts based on identity and the tribal mind. The book explores the powerful influence of the tribe's effect, vertigo, taboos, and the mythos of identity on conflicts, while also providing practical advice on how to overcome emotional pain and foster healthier relationships. By recognizing the crucial role our identities play and following Shapiro's thoughtful guidance, readers can develop skills essential to resolving even the most emotionally charged conflicts, fostering understanding and cooperation that creates lasting, harmonious relationships.